How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cityzilla Plays City Skylines. And in this episode, we are going to be expanding some residential stuff. First thing, though, I wanted to mention, we're going to hop over here. One of my kind of loyal commenters had mentioned reconfiguring this area. So thanks goes out to High Tech Redneck. I did end up finagling a bunch of this area, and honestly, I'm not even entirely sure if this was his idea. But I think it looks really good. I ended up extending this key wall and kind of smoothing this out, leveling it out. I thought it kind of looked weird anyways, and so I decided to create this road, this elevated 4-lane, and connect it over here. And then I created like some nice park space along our key wall leading up to our festival area. And I think it's really good. Oh, nice. And I think it's really good. It provides access, and I went ahead and put this bridge terminating down here by the cube wall, and so now somebody back here, if they want to come over here, they can choose this bridge. If somebody wants to come to the lower section or possibly even come over here, they can choose this bridge. And so thank you for the comment. I super enjoy how this looks. It definitely adds some levels, especially with these taller buildings over here. And then I think this area is just a little more functional and maybe even realistic. And so a couple things I wanted to mention. We really need to do something with this area, and I'm just not sure what I want to do it. And so what I was hoping is that maybe we could get some comments in. I was thinking a high-rise residential area or something along those lines, but I wanted to do something cool with maybe like a park similar to this, but I really didn't like how this rounded section kind of turned out. But maybe we could incorporate something like that. But I've been leaving this empty for a reason for us to extend something like this, and I really wanted to make it look good, but I wasn't sure. So if you guys could let me know in the comments what you think, if you have any ideas, that would super help. And so our main issue right now, you can kind of see we got a ton of abandoned buildings. Pretty much all of our industrial areas are suffering, and if we go into the overall happiness, you can kind of see if we go into the overall happiness, you can kind of see that our commercial and our industrial is pretty low. Our residential and our office space is really happy. And I think that's just because they are in denser areas and we tend to have a higher education base. But our kind of lower education geared areas like the oil industry or even basic industrial is really doing poorly, and we have a ton of abandoned buildings. And so we need to build out our area. And so what I was thinking it'd be really cool to do like a, I don't know, like a residential area in this area. And so what I was thinking is kind of extending it neighborhood similar to this, maybe going for like a master planned kind of vibe, something really nice, maybe marketed towards like middle income families, people who wanted to live a little out of the city. And so this would be like a new suburban city, but I really want to get into some heavy detailing and some rocks and stuff. And we're going to go ahead and purchase that square, and then we are going to jump into it. And so what I want to do, we have this nice main road right here, but I don't want to just branch off this, because then I think we'll end up funneling all of our traffic down one road, and so it's definitely going to be an issue for traffic. And so what I think we're going to end up doing is probably keep that like that, and we'll extend it and connect it to the new neighborhood. But I think we'll end up using this road. And the reason for that is just because we want to have multiple access points. And so this is already going to be definitely a challenge for traffic, but I think it's going to look really cool. I haven't built anything out yet, so we're just going to kind of see how it goes. And I'm not going to continue using the bike roads because this is going to be a neighborhood geared more towards car usage. And then we'll connect this guy up. And then so what I'm thinking is we could use this as like a park, since this would be, you know, a huge grand neighborhood. And so one of the first things I want to do is connect. Actually, I don't know if we'll even connect those up. Maybe we'll use this middle section as a park, and we'll use this for like shopping or something, since the rail's right there. So then next thing we have is what kind of road network are we going to use? And so I want to continue using these bigger tree-lined 4-lane roads, and the reason for that is because these are going to be our main kind of connector roads. And so I wanted to do something curvy. This reminds me of this neighborhood that we have in Las Vegas, and it's a huge master plan community that I actually really enjoy. It's called Southern Highlands, but they have these curvy roads just lined throughout the entire thing, and they're connectors. They're made to help people get from one area to the next, but I think that would probably be good, because then, I mean, we don't want to add in too many connections. And so what I'm thinking is I want to do something kind of unique. I don't want to just do, you know, square neighborhoods. I want to do like actual little neighborhoods. And it's funny, in a lot of these master plan communities, they call them villages. I don't know if we're going to call them villages, but I think it would be kind of cool. So I want to kind of have this unique way of building neighborhoods a lot. And I really enjoy it. It kind of gives it an organic feel, and then it leaves a lot of this space in here for I don't know if I want to do that there. It leaves a lot of this space in here for green space and maybe walking paths, stuff like that. Just really nice amenities for people. So it's definitely a unique layout, but I really like it. So we are going to start off by doing paths. So I want to make sure that we have a ton of walking paths in here. And the reason for that is, because they're not connected that well to each other, but then also because we are going to have a ton of green space in here. And so that would be one of the appeals to living in a neighborhood like this, would just be all the walking paths. So I think that's a pretty good path network. As you can see, we definitely connected most incomplete streets or neighborhoods that are not directly connected to each other. And the reason for this is because it promotes walkability. And that's one of the key things with grids is grids are really easy to walk. And so I think we missed one over here. Yeah, right there. And there we go. And so let's go ahead and put in some water pipes real quick before I forget. Alright, so I laid down the water pipes. We have basic path networks. We have the road. And so now I want to try to think about public transport. I don't want to... We could just do a bus going in, but maybe we can do something different. So we have buses, we don't have trolley cars, so I don't know if having a trolley car around that area would be good. You know what, we could do a metro. I think that would actually be smart. We will probably make a metro stop right here, and let's see if we can use one of the newer, kind of nicer ones. Could do it right there. That could be interesting, just the entrance into our neighborhood. You know what, let's place that there and see. Because I think coming into our little shopping center, first seeing the metro could be nice, and it would make it a little easier for people to walk over here into the neighborhoods. I think that would look good. And the good thing with our metro is we already have such a good metro setup, and so it's just going to be a little easier for us to extend that. So I do want to come up here. Well, that doesn't look bad. Having this interchange right there, though, is not great. I think we'll end up keeping that like that, because having that with the two interchanges so close is not smart. And so what are we going to do in here? This is going to be our little baby commercial area service center, and so I think we're only going to do 2 rows, and so I think we will come over here and just probably go like that. I think that would be good. We don't want to get too crazy. This is mainly going to be where like our high school is, and this would be the community's kind of shopping area. And so I think that is pretty good. And so I want to place the houses down so that we can see what comes in, and then we can start doing some detailing. And so I think that would be good. You know what? Do we want to do houses around the outside, or do we want to do... So I think we're not going to put houses on the streets. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're not going to put houses on the streets. I'm going to come in and just place a couple of these. We're going to do some actual parks. I just want to have some neighborhood parks spread out through here as well. So I think we'll do that, and then I think we are going to stick to just the intersections, because I think it's going to give it a nice aesthetic if we don't zone on that road, because then we can do trees and stuff, and I think it's going to look really nice. We're going to see how it comes in. I'm going to let the game run while I'm doing this so that people can just start moving in. Because another thing that we could do is self-sufficient. I think we already have a ton of self-sufficient though, and so I think we won't do that for these homes. So we need to come up with a name for this area, and so if anybody's got any great suggestions, let me know. This is kind of like your middle income neighborhood. Really nice master plan, so anything. Maybe we will do high-tech. I think we don't have any high-tech low density, and so I think that would be good. Or not high-tech, self-sufficient. I think it would look really nice, and then we'll do organic and local produce too. And so let's look at what we need here. I know I want to do the high school in here. We'll probably do the high school right at the front, along with the public library kind of next to it, and then I want to do a small park next to these as well, just because a lot of times when you see high schools there'll be parks or something right next to it, and so I think that would be good. I'll do that right there actually. And then I want to come in here and add in some of these amenities. Maybe we'll do cemetery out kind of mixed in, but I think having one of these on the main road would be good. Because then this could even maybe be marketed as like a retirement community. And then we'll do some saunas, and so we're going to come back through and decorate these, but I want these to be kind of spread out through the area. We'll put the community center in here, and then we'll do the community pool kind of spread out. We'll probably do a couple of these. Yeah, I think that would be good. We'll put them on the main roads. And then we'll do the yoga garden over here. And then we can fix our water pipes. So you can definitely see that we are having some worker issues, which is really interesting. I bumped down the taxes for low density residential, and it's still it's kind of hurting our demand. We're just kind of plateauing a little bit. One of the things that we need to do is we need to attach this metro line. And so one of the things I was looking at, so we have the middle line available, and we do have a trolley right now that runs over here, but we don't really have anything else. And so I think if we added just one little metro stop in here, it would be really good. And we'll add it right on the main line. I think that would be great because then it could come down, and we're going to end up attaching this up. And so let's go right here. We're going to go ahead and go straight off this guy so that we can try to be as straight as possible with this. When you're dealing with train lines or metro, the straighter you are, the better, because then it can keep speed, and so you want to try and keep it functional. So because we zoned such a large area, it's one of the main reasons why it's going to take a little while for it to build out. Though we definitely have some homes coming in, and some of them are already upgrading a little bit. Our demand for residential has just plummeted, and so one of the things I do want to do is add in just a couple little shops. I'm not going to go crazy with them, but we're just going to do a few. Just because you would want to have some sort of neighborhood markets, maybe like just a small convenience store kind of closer to the home. So I'm going around and cleaning up all the abandoned buildings we have from not having enough residential. Normally if you just leave them, they will rebuild themselves, but it does kind of hurt land value, and so it does help to just go through and delete them, and then to just allow them to regrow on their own. You kind of see we still have a residential problem, but maybe I think we need to do a connection to the freeway over here. So I think maybe this is just too far for people. Though I was really thinking that having that metro line would help. So we're definitely getting a lot of people using our pathways, which is great. Still not getting a ton of residents in here yet, but I think it's kind of to be expected. I mean, we still have a lot of jobs available and not a lot of unemployment. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I really like how it turned out. I think this neighborhood looks really good. I definitely left some room around the outside to maybe do some additions on a later episode. It really only focused on that middle section, and so I did end up connecting another metro line. So we have the metro station that leads to our main metro hub downtown, and I went ahead and added in a metro station in our industrial area, and then I went ahead as well and placed a metro station that could connect to this one, a part of our college campus, and it seems to be working out really well. And so if you guys have any suggestions or comments, maybe some ideas, some things that I could have done with this neighborhood, we definitely added probably about 10,000 population, and it is still climbing. And I did find out that it wasn't expanding just because our land value was pretty low in here, and there wasn't really a ton of amenities, and so our residential demand was really low. But I did end up fixing it, and it looks really good. I put in a couple rocks, and then I did the tree-lined streets, and I also put in some pine trees around the outside. But then I just went in and did a bunch of these colored trees. I didn't want to go too dense with it. I just wanted to provide some contrast. And so I think for this area, we'll probably end up doing some more paths with some gazebos and stuff. And so one thing that I did notice is a ton of people are utilizing the walking paths, and that is because it is broken up neighborhoods. And so it's a little faster for people to walk in a lot of these instances. And this is one of the tricks that you can use to get people to walk more. Because, like, I mean, this neighborhood right here is a good example. This whole section has all these homes and stuff. Well, there's only one entrance to it, but there's a ton of walking paths. And so all these people are walking into this neighborhood because it's faster. Actually, there's this entrance too, but with the metro, it's just really convenient. Even with the parking AI off, we're still seeing a ton of people walking, which is great. And this whole metro station is just packed. So if you like my content, go ahead and hit that like button. And I have new episodes coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you on the next one.